Greetings, fellow Americans. I'm Uncle Sam, and today we come together to celebrate the United States of America's Independence Day, our glorious 4th of July. On this day in 1776, a group of brave individuals gathered in Philadelphia to proclaim a new nation founded on the principles of liberty, justice, and the pursuit of happiness. With the signing of the Declaration of Independence, they set forth a vision of freedom that continues to inspire us all. We celebrate today not just with fireworks and barbecues, but with a deep sense of gratitude for the freedoms we enjoy. These freedoms were secured through the sacrifices of countless individuals, patriots who fought valiantly on the battlefield, leaders who crafted the framework of our democracy, and every citizen who stands up for the values that define us. From those early days of revolution to the present, each generation has faced its own challenges and risen to meet them with courage and resolve. Today, we honor all those who have served and continue to serve to protect our freedoms. Your dedication and bravery ensure that the torch of liberty continues to burn bright. Let's also take a moment to remember the sense of community and unity that binds us together. It's this collective spirit that has seen us through the toughest of times. Whether on the front lines or within our neighborhoods, each act of service and solidarity strengthens the fabric of our nation. Thank you, High Gravity podcast listeners, for joining me in this tribute. May your celebrations be filled with joy, reflection, and a renewed commitment to the ideals that make America great. Happy Independence Day, everyone. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Wait, don't turn the channel. You've tuned into High Gravity,
the show where we talk about beer, brewing, and bullshit.
Where the only thing we take seriously is the next round.
So grab a glass,
Fill it with something cold,
And enjoy the show.
and we're here to celebrate July 4th in high gravity fashion, low gravity fashion even a little bit. But, Daryl happens to have a couple of beers, maybe even several beers, that have American in their style guidelines. So
I love it.
We're drinking American beers, American brewed in America for
America.
Love America.
So for July 4th.
Funny, I've never actually seen that movie.
Yeah. They do a good job.
I need to watch it. I'm not into puppets, but it's worth watching, I feel, for that.
I mean, anybody that says they are into puppets, do you really want to associate with them?
Not really. Let the record reflect Daryl moving his hand like another
A fucking bucket.
Sock
A
puppet.
what?
Bucket.
A fuck it? Yeah. It's a sock puppet I found in a bucket. I don't know.
This is going to be a great episode.
Yeah, so,
This is the rare, elusive 4th episode in a row.
kind of contrary
And
to our
recording it.
style, like we're drinking lower gravity beers, but they're American. And to be fair,
To be fair,
a lot of American style beers are not high gravity. But I also think that the Imperial Stout style is something that the Americans have been leading the charge on, which we discussed in the last couple of episodes, how the pendulum has kind of swung from Europe being the leader of, the beer movement to America kind of piloting.
so that'll be in a few episodes we discuss that.
Either way,
Oh, yeah, it's in the future.
it holds true.
Damn, you're good.
I know.
You know what we're going to talk about.
I'm smart. It holds true that America has kind of become in a lot of ways the golden standard for styles of beer. One, because
okay
of our
with that.
experimentation and pushing the envelope beyond the traditional styles.
And
But
second, because we're America.
fucking America. Yep. Because we're going to do it the way we want to do it. And y'all can catch up after. But I love the Deer Tay. Is this the Deer Tay? Sorry, is this one we...
This is the dirt.
Deer Tay first? Okay, I thought you said, yeah. I should have known by the color in the head. It's got a really nice,
taste.
creamy head.
It's just good.
So I think most of our listeners have had this already.
Yeah, I think this is kind of the beer that
Not all of them, but most of them.
This is the number one selection.
a lot of the patrons that come in here who aren't traditionally craft beer fans will drink and enjoy the Dirte. And
It's phenomenal.
even as a craft beer enjoyer, the Dirte is just a go-to because you want that light, easy drinker that's got flavor, but it's not so much flavor that you're distracted from the fact that it's a beer.
There's
It's a nice,
still body.
cold,
There's
crisp
still
beer.
complexities to dissect if you really get into it. But overall, like you said, it's good, cold, crisp, refreshing, great tasting beer. That
America.
hell yeah. Excuse me.
Very light aroma, a little bit of like the hop, like that kind of dry hoppy smell on the aroma.
What I like about this, there are so many craft breweries, microbreweries that, hey, this is our go-to beer. This is our number one. And roll with me if this makes any sense. If not, call me out. I don't care. There is that distinct, we made this taste that a lot of those beers have. This doesn't have this. This tastes like a mass-produced beer that's just good, that everybody likes it, and it's always consistent. And I like that. It doesn't
I think
have
focus
that-
more on the word consistent than mass produced.
Yes.
Yeah. You find consistency in mass production, but like this is a nice consistency to this beer because it's
This is a mass production of 62 gallons.
yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. You take so many places and make thousands of gallons at a time. Yeah, sure, it's going to be consistent. But you take a smaller scale at a craft brewery, and it's consistent with every batch.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do, and I love that. And that's why I don't like a lot of craft breweries, because they make a beer. Every batch is different. This is consistent every time, and I love that. And I respect
We've
the hell
discussed
out of that.
consistency before,
Yeah.
and I think it's important. You
Yeah.
know, it's hard.
absolutely.
It's hard to do as a home brewer.
Yeah.
Do
The
consistency.
art of anything is the ability to replicate it, and you guys have nailed it with this, and I fucking love it, truly, sir.
Thanks.
Nope. It is smooth and light and crisp, and it is
refreshing.
really good cold as shit.
Yes.
And this is nice and cold. I like a nice cold beer as a American blonde ale style.
Yes.
And I will say
And it's not a high percentage, so you can drink a lot of it without getting too messed up.
I think the color and the aroma,
Good straw color.
I think it very much hits all the style
Excellent
guideline
clarity.
points.
Oh, yeah.
It might be a couple SRM darker than the traditional blonde.
There it is. I knew it was going to start.
What's SRM?
It's color, the color rating. Yeah. But when you pour it in a glass, like in the picture, it looks darker, but when you pour it in a glass, it looks
it's
much
a thinner,
lighter.
it's a lighter amount. There's no, light levels of light compounding.
The glass, but if we're being pedantic. But as I've discussed before,
you whipping out all
let me
the
get the
fancy
dictionary. Hold
words.
on.
yeah,
Pedantic.
I think as styles go, like I've expressed before, I don't think all these rigid style guidelines matter as much as they used to, just because of the way the American brewing tradition has kind of bucked a lot of those traditions. And like your red rice lager, like when we were trying to put it on Untapped and trying to refine, okay, what style is this? It didn't fit any one category specifically, which is
It's a new one.
yeah, it's annoying, but at the same time, it's like, well, Untapped has a specific list of styles that you need to conform to. And I think that particularly in the American brewing movement, we've learned
don't
that
conform.
yeah, those styles, the styles are irrelevant. Like, it's from a judging perspective where you have to have styles and guidelines and things. It makes sense.
I'm pretty sure we stopped conforming in 1776.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow,
Yeah.
cheers to that one.
Let's throw some tea in the harbor, boys.
Absolutely.
You know what we should do for, maybe for July 4th, I think we're a little late for this, but maybe next July 4th, we should make a beer that is like
Tastes like
a tea goes. A tea goza. So it's like throwing tea into the ocean.
I like
We can
that.
call it the Boston Tea Party, and we make a tea-based goes.
I like it.
It's a saltwater beer with tea in it, I think that what
That
could
would
be
be
what could
interesting.
literally be more American than that? Nothing.
Hot dogs.
No, we are not making a hot dog beer.
So
no.
you know how hot dogs were invented, right? You see, JP Hotdog John P. Hotdog, I should say his full name, was walking down the street with his bag of prized pig buttholes. And he accidentally tripped and fell into the dick shaping machine and dropped his prized buttholes in it.
Was that the origination of Daryl'sDildos.com?
No, it was hot dogs, but like I think Daryl got the idea for Daryl's Dildos from John P. Hotdog when his prized pig buttholes fell into the dick shaping machine and out came a hot dog, and that's end of the story.
From buttholes or two buttholes.
Well, pig buttholes specifically, and John P. Hotdog. Like, shout out John P. Hotdog for making the first hot dog. I don't know where you find dick shaping machines, but apparently John P. Hotdog fell into one.
We discussed this, the clone.
Daryl'sDildos.com, where you can not only get the finest quality dildos, but also dick shaping machines that you can drop pig buttholes in and make hot dogs.
Shit, now I gotta get that on there.
That's Daryl'sDildos.com. Yeah, this was a show about beer, and
it was supposed to be.
I feel like 7-8 episodes from now, it's going to be about erotic novels and Daryl's Dildos.
That's several episodes ago. We already covered that.
Smutting.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time we're going to
What was it? Nicholas Sparks was the name?
For what?
The character name from Smut Inc.
Oh, I don't know.
That I read. It was
it
was Nicholas something. No,
yeah, that was Nicholas.
AI wrote that.
That was Nicholas Sparks.
Pretty sure
Nova.
AI wrote it. Nicola Nova.
Nicola Nova. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Nicola Nova. But yeah,
He's going to be the voice for that website. I'm going to get you that.
I have not seen Daryl's dick shaping machine, but
I don't
imagine
want to.
I imagine if I had a bag of pig buttholes, he'd probably show it to me.
It's the same shape we already seen.
Yeah. Do you guys like hot dogs? I don't eat hot dogs. Do you guys eat hot dogs? Like, are you hot dog eaters?
Only grilled.
So you do. So the answer is yes. Yeah.
I do not know.
Yeah. If you call it a hot dog, I won't eat it. Like, and I'm an adventure eater. I'll eat all sorts of weird fucking food.
For putting a wiener in your mouth?
But you can call it a kielbasa. You can call it a brat.
It's okay.
You can call it anything you want. As long as it's not a fucking hot dog, I'll eat it. Tube meat is good with me, but not a hot dog. I've got a mental block. Yeah, I don't think did I ever tell this story? I feel like I've told this story.
I don't think you have.
Like, I'll eat anything under the goddamn sun. And, I have things I like and things I don't like. But hot dogs...
Fill it up.
Hot dogs are the only thing hot dogs and creamed corn, I guess I'll say, are the two things I refuse to eat. And creamed corn just because I don't like it.
I won't do mushrooms.
But hot dogs...
Fucking nasty.
I used to not like them. I'll eat every mushroom under the sun, man. You get psilocybin pubensis to... those other ones.
I'm talking the normal, go to a restaurant.
No,
I won't touch
Give
those.
me them.
Fucking nasty.
But hot dogs, I remember it was like my brother's birthday, and we had our friends over. There's this pair of twins we hung out with, and the four of us, we had hot dogs for lunch. It was all cool. They went home. That afternoon or that evening, we went to one of my dad's basketball games. My dad's 6'5", he looks like Frankenstein's monster, big dude. Played basketball his whole life, so he played rec ball when I was a kid. And we'd go to the rec ball game, and I remember having an upset stomach, as like 5 or 6 year olds do. And I told my mom, and she's like, well, the bathroom's that way if you need to use the bathroom. And I go, and it's like a locker room, and it anyone of our generation, that's terminally online will understand the back rooms. Like, if you know about the kind of the back rooms meme, like the way they represent that kind of that low yellow fluorescent light, hallways that lead to nowhere type of feeling. I walked into the back room of this gym that they were playing in this, it was in a high school or something.
I'm afraid of where this story is going.
And the very much the feeling of that was the back rooms. I could not find the bathroom. It was a gymnasium, so they had the locker room and everything, and I couldn't find a bathroom. And so I remember coming out and then walking about to center court side and throwing up on the floor. In, that's, like I said, 5, 6 years old. And ever since then, traumatized. I will not eat a fucking hot dog.
I get that. I understand.
And I will eat.
I will eat ox peanuts.
Tongue. I'll eat. I'll eat Rocky Mountain oysters.
No.
I'll eat anything. I've eaten a lot of really weird shit and weird parts of animals. But if you call it a hot dog, I won't fucking eat.
Hot dog eating challenge. What's the Guinness record?
Joey Chestnut.
That's just
well, actually, I think Joey Chestnut lost the record, but he used to hold it.
It's 49 last I heard.
Jeez.
Oh, I think it's up to 58 now.
Really?
Joey Chestnut lost the record a handful of years ago. Because
So the one that held the record, he wasn't allowed to eat hot dogs last year, 2 years ago. They banned him from the competition.
I know Kobayashi beat Joey Chestnut in the, what was it called? The like the Nathan's hot dog eating on the East Coast there. Like kind of like the American standard for hot dog eating. And I know when Kobayashi beat him, and I think since Kobayashi's been beat, they might have banned Kobayashi because he was, not American, and Nathan's like, we need Americans to win. I don't know. I have no idea what the lore is. You might be right, but that is very July 4th appropriate because it is held on July 4th weekend.
I was going to try to get us on topic of beer, but hot dogs, and it's July 4th episode, so hot dogs are unfortunately kind of American.
Have you seen how they eat them?
Oh, it's just down in one.
They swallow the whole hot dog whole.
You'd pay for it.
And then they dunk the bun in water and then swallow that.
They do to hot dogs what I do to
dicks.
Beer. No, beer. Beer. No.
That's Daryl'sDildos.com. All extended dildos are tested with Johnny's gag reflex,
No.
which doesn't exist. I've never seen it.
Daddy.
Like, Johnny can drink beer the way he can chug cock. Like, just slams it down there with
We
no
shouldn't have
regard for
decided
his
to
gag
do this
reflex.
episode, but fuck it,
warned
we're
you.
already
This
in.
is your fault.
Yeah, I know.
This is your fault. Johnny holds the record for drinking the yard of beer here at Starr Craft Brewery, which
15
means
seconds.
which means his gag reflex is non-existent, which means he can
can
chug
open up.
hot dogs like nobody's business.
He can open up.
He can open it up. We speak from experience, having watched him open it up. Context not needed there. No context needed.
I really don't know.
Defend
how
your
to add
position.
here.
Defend your position.
I can drink. I can't eat.
He does get down on his knees when he drinks the whole yard to open up his throat.
That's true.
It's almost like it's intrinsic in his personality. When my throat opens, I go to my knees.
So in my defense, for some of the audience that listens, I'm a big dude. I know how to eat, and I can eat well. Trust me.
So you like your meat.
He can swallow
like hot
even better
dogs.
than he can eat. I'm sorry
One
for
step
all of our
forward, 2
viewers.
steps backwards.
So we
Don't
can't play
apologize.
this, though.
Don't apologize.
One step forward and 2 steps back.
That's a song.
We come together because opposites react. Come on, you don't know? You don't know?
Nope.
Nope.
Sorry.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. I remember the video for that had like some animated cat or something. Was that Janet Jackson? Was that Tina Turner?
Anyways, let's go back to the beer.
Yeah,
Why
let's go
here.
back to how Johnny has no gag reflex and can open up his throat.
No, beer. Beer.
So, hot dog eating contest. Why have you not participated, Johnny?
Because I don't like wieners.
Aw, well, that's a shame. I obviously don't either.
Hey, you take what you get.
Amen.
I
brother.
don't want that. I ain't taking that.
So this is our July 4th episode. So this would when is the hot wings eating contest
so
here,
country
Daryl?
founded by prudes to get away from all the bullshit. This is
Nope.
perfectly fitting.
No, we're focusing on hot wings now.
wings?
Yeah, when is
Hot
the
wings.
hot wing? There's a competition coming up, is there not?
boy.
July 21st.
Yeah, so this is July 4th. So
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
so
Early
17
episode.
days from now we were having a hot eating contest, and you said the hottest wing is. Are we allowed to disclose details?
I think we can, yes.
Because, like, some of us are already trained for this sort of thing and we're ready. But
It's 2.5 million Scoville units. Commercial houses making the wings.
Excellent.
so is it the amount of wings that you eat, or is it increasing hotness? Like,
No,
how
it's
does
a
this work?
challenge. So you have 10 wings, and you start off with a very mild
Bone in or boneless?
bone in.
Yeah, bones the
These
way.
are bone-in.
Bones the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't eat hot wings without bones.
No
those
breading
are
either.
chicken
No
nuggets.
breading.
Those are chicken
Oh,
nuggets.
naked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they're not
Naked
naked. They're
bone-in.
sauced.
Well, they're not bread.
That's what happens afterwards.
So yeah, I'm interested in like 10 wings. Like, is it speed or like
No,
what's
so
the,
it's like 15 minutes between each wing.
Oh shit!
So you're
to
gonna
sit
eat
and suffer?
You're going to eat one.
like that.
You're
I
going
like
to
that.
enjoy it.
No, you're
15
not.
minutes?
No, you're not.
I think
The first 50% of wings you're going to like. You would even like
15
them.
minutes is
I believe you.
too long. 10 wings, 15
By
minutes
the
is
time we cook
150
them-
minutes.
We're doing 500 wings by the time we cook them
500.
and bring them out.
okay.
Yes. It's going to take time.
I'm willing to compete and win this challenge.
The goal is to sell beer.
Well, that's what I
Do
said.
you get to drink between wings?
Yes.
Well, then it's not much of a challenge, then,
Yeah,
is it? I'm gonna drink a lot of beer.
I would say, if there's a challenge, if there is a goal and a prize, now it's a different conversation. I may enter the competition.
You double the prize, and I'll eat the wings without drinking beer.
What's the prize?
Exactly. What is the prize? Victory? Bragging rights? Because I'm
No,
pretty
I gotta
sure.
go for more than bragging rights.
I'm
If
pretty
gonna
sure
do that to my gut. I
Sponsored
need more
by
than bragging rights.
Daryl's Dildos.
Daryl'sDildos.com.
I don't want a prize from that.
The
I don't
spiciest
know.
dildos on the internet. I'm pretty sure that
Burns on the way in and the way out.
me and other Jim are probably going to be participants. But then again, he said he's been eating less spicy stuff because it's been bothering his guts. But
It's not going to hurt him at all.
I'm the young Jim, and it doesn't bother my guts.
Well, I'm going to be in there. And my 17-year-old daughter is going to do it.
Oh, well, this is going to be a fun competition.
I'm gonna just watch for that. I want to see who's gonna win.
She'll eat anything.
yeah.
It doesn't hurt her at all.
I am
Iron gut.
I very much know that when I bring my peppers up here, because every
daughter
year
eats them too. Yeah,
I bring the hottest things I grow, because the only person I know that's willing to eat
Yeah.
these heinous things with me is Daryl.
See, I wish you guys knew me about 5-6 years ago, when I was in that world.
Oh, my guts are impervious. They love hot food.
I fucked mine up.
Nope.
So
not me.
Although, brother Phil's wife, Nikki.
She likes it hot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
She did the
good.
chip challenge and nothing.
Yeah, see,
I've
that,
witnessed the
it
chip
tastes
challenge.
like
I've never
ass.
done it.
That was the worst part about it for me was it was so dry. Like they're like, you can't drink liquid, and I'm like, I couldn't swallow this without at least a tiny bit of liquid. I don't produce enough saliva to swallow
Yeah.
this sawdust covered in
Here's the problem.
capsaicin.
I've done it 8 times, and it sucked every time.
It means it's
It
nothing.
tastes like shit.
Yep. Well, that's
I
so
kind
I
of
will.
want to try it, but
I'll tell you what. I will make a bottle of hot sauce for that day.
We'll do it the last. set
And
of
when
wings.
we'll eat the hottest wing, and if it's not hotter than my sauce, I'll give you one that's hotter, because I know with those sauces they still have to be commercially viable,
So-
and they're not as hot as what I make.
So go make it at Commercial House, 'cause that's what you're going to do.
Legally, of course, at the
And then
commercial kitchen.
We'll make it number 11.
Easy.
Okay.
the bonus round.
Anybody that makes it to 10, we have the tiebreaker, because I'm gonna make pure apocalypse scorpion mixed with vinegar.
Sounds good.
Yep, I'm gonna put a little salt, little garlic, and then vinegar. It's gonna be acidic. That's all
I'm
I
going to
care
have
about.
people sign off waivers, though.
The temptations there, like you would not believe. But I'm torn between bragging rights and knowing what's going to happen.
Well, that's
after.
last time Johnny was over. Me and Keith, and we had the hot sauce that I gave you that my friend Dan made.
That was good.
It was really good.
Really
I
good.
still
It
got
was
some
good.
if you need
Tomato-based,
more.
right?
Well, there's a little bit of tomato in
Yeah.
it, but it's
It was phenomenal.
he had it was like an ancho chili and something
Yeah.
else batch, and then he had the scorpion pepper batch that was really hot, and the ancho wasn't hot enough, and he ended up just mixing them together, and so that's what it is. It's the blend of his two sauces,
Okay.
and he gave me a quart, and I remember Johnny had some. Me and Keith ate it. We really liked it, and Johnny's like, "I'm gonna get hiccups," and he immediately started hiccuping
yeah.
and trying to talk through the hiccups.
I don't know if you've heard me with the hiccups.
Oh, dude, it
sometimes.
was he
Oh
hiccups
my God.
hard.
It is
Like-
so funny. It is the hot taw.
Yeah, my dad gets the hiccups from heat too, but
Yeah.
Johnny hiccups like he
I
fucking
can't
means it.
stop it.
Yeah, it's very loud.
So you made a hot sauce, and I tried to squeeze it out, and the seeds were in it. What was that one? That's the best hot sauce I think I've had.
That was pretty much pure apocalypse scorpion with vinegar and garlic.
Oh, so
I'll have
that's
to
what you're
dig
gonna
back,
make.
see what
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm gonna make.
Oh, that's good.
Except for I'm gonna run it through a food mill, so there'll be less skin and everything, so it'll be more concentrated. Because I have a food mill now, so
Nice.
run it through the food mill.
Moving up.
I have a ton of those
Moving on
peppers. I have like 70 of those pepper plants in my garden.
In the
so
words of Mr. Darrow, I'm empty. What are we moving on to?
we still got a pitcher of beer here, but we can.
Is that a challenge?
No.
Shit.
Yes.
I had a bad feeling you were going to do that.
Why would you say it?
I didn't think you were going to
Don't
do
drink
that.
too much. We have to come back here tomorrow and drink.
We're coming.
Well,
I'm married.
you might.
I'm married.
Good luck. Godspeed. If I don't go back and clean the chicken coop today, then I'm certainly not. This is going to be fun. I'm going to be stumbling around, dealing with all the flies and
The
chicken
fuck? You
poop.
really drank it?
You handed me a picture. What do you expect?
All right.
We're trying to drink American beers for America.
Was I really
Independence
not
Day.
supposed to do that?
You're fine.
Hey, so we drinking CBS for like Canadian Independence Day for our next holiday
No, that's for
episode?
Boxing Day. Fuck that. They're Canadians.
Boxing Day is not Canadian Independence Day. Am I wrong?
They're going to send a fleet of their Cobra chickens, and we're going to go from there.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Canadian Independence Day is not the day after Christmas.
Are you singing over there? Wait, what the hell is that?
I think the radio just came on because
I
it's
hear
1 p.m.
This is going to be an excellent time for a commercial break. Brought to you by High Gravity and Daryl'sDildos.com.
Yeah, July.
Will always love you.
In a world where craft beer reigns supreme, an epic celebration awaits. Join us for Starr Craft Brewery's 5-year anniversary from July 19th to the 21st. This isn't just any celebration, it's a festival of flavors, fun, and community spirit. Immerse yourself in live music from bands like Laughing Madmen, Clark Country Drifters, and The Dream. Challenge your friends in our social cornhole games or the cornhole tournament with a $1,000 guaranteed cash payout. Bring the whole family for a weekend of magic, face painting, petting zoos, and pony rides. And don't miss the ultimate test of courage, the Brewery Blaze Spicy Wing Challenge, hosted by the High Gravity team's own Johnny, Daryl, and Jim. Savor every moment with delicious food from Scalisi's Woodfire Pizza and Commercial House, and enjoy exclusive brews like Blue Devil Honey Blueberry Blonde Ale and Stardust Lemon Shandy. This July, celebrate 5 years of exceptional craft beer, community, and camaraderie with Starr Craft Brewery. Visit starbrew.com for more info. Cheers to 5 amazing years and many more to come.
Yeah, so back again, drinking
America.
Welcome back from the commercial break.
more American beers.
America.
What is this one, Daryl?
This is.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Oh, you don't have any.
Well, no. Everybody poured and then left.
So what are we drinking, Daryl?
This is Attitude Adjuster. This is my favorite
American IPA.
American IPA.
You know, we've had
excellent fragrance.
We've had some Pliny today. We've had some Pliny the Elder today, which is, I would say, old American style IPA.
This could challenge.
I agree. I think that this is slightly colder than that was, but as far as IPAs go, again, it's a drinker.
I'm gonna put this out there right now. I like this better than the Pliny. There's more malt. There's more body to this. There's more characteristics.
You're also much drunker than you were when you had the Pliny.
Significantly.
But this doesn't fall in the same category either.
No, this is a single IPA.
And it has honey and coriander, which takes
that
it
would be
out
why.
of the.
That would be why there's more body and more characteristics.
Yes.
to it. But I like this far better than that.
It has
honestly.
It has a lot more character.
Yeah.
Body wise, it's not like heavy, but it still has more body than the Pliny.
Yes.
You know, it's more of a. I wouldn't say robust IPA, but more
complex.
robust.
Yeah.
Well, it originally started off as a session IPA.
You don't brew session beers here, Daryl.
No, at homebrew, like 15 years ago.
Yeah. I remember
It changed.
I was
Remember the evolutionary scale of Starr Craft Brewery.
I was saying that this past week when I was here, I wish Daryl would embrace the styles of a 4% or a 4.5%. No, everything's 6% or higher.
Bushwhacker,
Yes.
4.5%.
There's one.
Here's my question. What is the first beer you guys brewed? It's like, we should make this commercially. What beer inspired the idea to create the brewery?
I don't know if it was a beer that inspired the brewery, but the first beer, I think, was the Woodsman
Woodsman.
Dark lager.
or the Countdown. Off that.
Both,
I don't remember
both dark
now.
beers. Well, you know, Dad drinks dark beer. Yeah,
That he does.
Dad's a stout guy. You know, he likes his stouts. And I respect the shit out of his ability to just drink like stouts all day.
To Father Darrell.
To senior. Here.
Yes.
Nice driveway.
Driveway. Huh? What?
Yeah, I went to a wedding recently, and they got married in a Russian Orthodox. Stupid.
Oh, that's interesting.
And he's
Did we just have this conversation?
he's a brewer and distiller himself, and I remember when we cheers, doing like the traditional Russian cheers, and like, I would always do it's a nice driveway, Stravia. And when I explained it to him, I was like, that's the
power bar.
That's the cheers that we'd give, when you can't speak Russian. And so now, like at his wedding, we were drinking, and he'd go, "Nice driveway, yeah, nice driveway, Nastrave."
Nice.
Yeah, it's a very, very American version of it, but yeah, that was a fun wedding. I'd never drank that much Michelob Ultra in my life. We already talked about that, but that shit was. I'd never had that beer in that quantity before, and turns out it's just water. This is water. You can just have 15 of them. Yeah, you can just have 15 of them.
I haven't had one of those in a while.
I didn't either. I didn't realize how light really light it was. It was not high gravity.
So contrary to the recording timeline yesterday, I was at a wedding party for a couple of good friends of mine, and there were some shandies that were there, and they were not light percentage. I limited myself to a few because they went down way too easy.
That's the point of a shandy, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's really confusing. Yesterday?
And June sometime.
That's why I said contrary to... 7 days ago. That's going to be like 3 weeks from now?
Ish.
We're not going to do the drunk timeline.
July 4th is in like 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
week and a half. Yeah,
so 2 weeks ago, I was at a wedding.
It would be lovely to record all of our holiday episodes on holidays, but it turns out we have family obligations.
What?
Until we get sponsored and make enough money to record day of, which I am totally okay for. If anybody would like to sponsor the High Gravity Podcast and pay us stupid amounts of money to record live the day of, we'll do it. I'll make it happen.
Pay us some beer.
No, pay us some money.
And beer.
And beer. Money and beer. We'll drink
money
beer.
buys beer.
I got lots of beer.
Yeah, money buys beer.
Either way, we'll do it live the day of, drinking whatever you pay us to drink.
We're obviously sponsored.
Well, I don't know about that.
This episode is sponsored.
If they're paying us a good amount of money, I'll drink whatever. I don't care.
I'm still not drinking sours.
I will.
Yeah, we'll hold it down for you.
This is a group effort. 2 of us can make up for the third.
I think, though, if we're being honest, this episode is sponsored, and that we should be transparent that this episode is sponsored by Starr Craft Brewery.
Absolutely.
Because we are drinking.
And I'll cheers again
Starr
to
Craft
Starr
Brewery's
Craft.
beer because we record at Starr Craft Brewery, and that's well known by this point. But like today's episode, we are drinking exclusively Starr Craft Brewery beers. They're American style
Absolutely.
beers.
And they stand for America.
They do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
America.
Fuck yeah. You'd know that if you were
does
here.
that count for purposes of copyright infringement? If we both do 2 separate things, does that count as infringing the copyright?
The interpretation or satire are considered fair
context
use.
of it?
Yeah, it's fair use.
Oh, we're good then.
Yeah.
We split the difference. We're all right.
Yep.
You did a few
And
seconds. I did a few seconds. We're good.
even when it comes to fair use, even if you I think acknowledge or give credit to the creator, then that's also fair use.
Who created that though?
That's the Matt Stone and Trey Parker. That's the South Park guys.
Someone's smart.
Yeah, what he said.
They made it Team America, the movie. Yeah, it's all the
That
puppets.
was a dumb movie.
Super dumb. But
I
great.
have never seen it. I never wanted to watch it, but back in the day when I was playing paintball, everybody at the field after the day we played was just quoting everything about that movie, and I didn't understand any of it.
I saw something that said before memes, guys had to just cling on to Step Brothers quotes for years. Or Anchorman quotes, or insert movie here, So like dudes have this ability to just remember that memeable quality of every single movie we've ever seen.
I've been so behind everything. Every word you just said made sense because I remember people making these quotes and I didn't know what they meant until many years later. I finally watched the movie and like, oh, the Catalina wine mixer. I get
Fucking
it.
Catalina wine mixer.
Point in case. I finally understand.
Yeah, when Brendan.
Oh, he's got that.
Catalina wine spritzer.
Catalina wine spritzer, yeah.
I drink
Come
a
to
lot of that.
Starcraft for the Catalina wine spritzer, which is delicious. Honestly.
It absolutely is. It's
America.
fantastic.
America. The theme is, and where I'm sitting here in the brewery, like I've got like the direct view of this, wooden cross that is, the American flag as a wooden cross. And it's like, you couldn't get, more quintessential, Bible Belt Center of America quality right there. So
I was at a video shoot on Thursday, which time, whatever, for God Bless the USA.
God bless the USA.
I'm blanking out on the song, and everybody who was there is going to chew me up for this one, but we had 2 fire trucks with a ladder. They had a 20 by 30 foot American flag, and myself and another guy were there to do the fireworks behind that led into the whole video shoot and the whole cover, and it was amazing. And that's going to drop... well before this episode.
Well, this is our July 4th episode, so yeah,
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
a lot of fireworks shows do tend to fall before.
I'll call the band names out. It was No Resolve featuring Drew Jacobs, and it was whatever the USA song is that just dropped, and I'm blanking out on the title because of what I've had to drink. But it was a fantastic shoot, and the fireworks went great, and it was just an absolutely awesome video shoot to be at. And these guys do great work. It was really cool. It was very patriotic. They had 2 different fire departments there. And it went really well. It was awesome.
Jesus Murphy. There's
No, not Jesus.
Nope, just a lot of this beer happened today.
Yeah.
And
that.
Hey, why would the fuck we do 4 episodes?
This is the first time ever, honestly.
This really is.
I kind of feel like we really were feeling our patriotic roots. We were feeling our patriotic roots. Our forefathers never drank water a day in their lives. They drank
So what you're saying
beer.
is we're paying homage to our forefathers by doing a 4th episode for the 4th of July.
Yeah.
What was the average age of our forefathers?
I don't fucking know.
Dude, those guys had to be like 23.
It was 19.
Not surprising.
Wow.
Not surprising.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
You know what's also interesting about that is that we've based our entire culture and belief off of a bunch of 19-year-olds, and then you think of what we were like at 19.
But it's what they wanted to do to make a change.
Yeah. Do you know what the changes I wanted to do when I was 19?
Get laid.
And get drunk. There was only 2 things. Well, see,
I didn't care about drinking.
So I
That
had
goes from hard times to easy times, though. That's why.
I had the very un-American or unfounding fathers experience of I went to Canada and was getting hammered at 19 years old.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
And then driving over the border into the border into my oppressive nation, where I had to have a receipt saying that I was legally drunk.
But our founding fathers owned distilleries.
Absolutely. George Washington's brand of White Lightning is still the most common version of white whiskey that anyone develops anywhere.
Johnny?
We'll ignore that. It's fine, Johnny. It's everywhere now.
It's all over the computer.
Yeah, there's like the most common, the most common hooch brewed in this country is based on George Washington's recipe, because everyone who brews a batch of, or I guess I should say everyone who distills a batch of white whiskey, the first batch they do is George Washington's recipe. Thomas Jefferson's no different. I mean,
I don't know about that.
I mean, even him, he documented that one of his favorite things to do was sit on his porch and smoke a pipe of sweet hemp.
Wait, what is sweet hemp?
It's hemp. It is.
Well,
It's cannabis.
What is sweet?
Cannabis. They called it sweet hemp because
Do they put cherries on it?
No, year after year, they would plant hemp crop for rope and different things, because hemp is literally one of the most useful plants on the fucking planet.
Absolutely.
But our founding fathers very much documented which hemp plants were more potent to smoke the flowers of. The flower is the female portion of the hemp plant.
Okay.
And, you would, like males and females both would grow strands for rope and things like that. But year after year, our founding fathers would pick the ones that they particularly like to sit on their porch and smoke. And so year after year, they were obviously harvesting hemp plants that were more potent in THC. And hemp is defined by, I think it's like less than 0.1% THC is considered hemp, because they're all cannabis plants.
And they're taller too, I think.
Well, same. It's all the same.
Is it?
Like hemp and smokable marijuana are the same plant. Like they're 100% the same plant. Our defining line between what is considered hemp and what is considered marijuana is how much THC it contains. And hemp can contain as much CBD and the other literally unnameable cannabinoids. Like there's like 54, 58 something cannabinoids that exist in the hemp plant, period. But the only thing that the federal government measures and considers to draw the line between hemp and marijuana is the THC. And I believe 0.1%, it might be 0.01%, but it's 0.1, somewhere in there. That is, if it contains more than the 0.1% THC, it is considered marijuana and is not considered hemp. So, which is a completely pedantic and stupid rule. And I for one, praise our federal government for finally doing something correct and rescheduling marijuana as a Schedule 3 drug as opposed to a Schedule 1 drug. And to be fair, it shouldn't even be a Schedule 3. It should be no different than a fucking maple tree. We've been consuming it for like thousands, if not tens of thousands of years. So we should consider it a fucking plant. You know, you can consume much what you want. We're consuming right now, like we're consuming grains and shit that were grown from the land, hops that were grown from the land, yeast that was harvested in the wild. All of this entire weird chemical reaction that we have stabilized, this beer is younger than the cannabis that people have just consumed. We've been consuming cannabis longer than we've been consuming alcohol, and there's evidence of alcohol fermentation chambers
not getting hot.
from the Egyptians.
Is this changing the whole dynamic of the show?
High gravity.
I mean, high gravity is supposed to be about beer.
It's funny. I was
tying it into the hot.
I was getting there as soon as you guys interjected.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, the cradle of civilization. Mesopotamia. Iraq, Iran. Like where where language is invented. Some of the oldest clay tablets we have are beer recipes, and because you couldn't just drink the water of the River Nile.
Oh no!
But if
if
you fermented that shit, and somehow they figured out that like there was enough alcohol in it that you could drink it, and that's been like literally. I think is so fascinating is like the foundation of civilization. We would not have become a civilized Ooh. I like that pour.
We missed it.
We heard it.
Try again. Hold on.
We'll give Darryl a good pour.
Don't raise the glass when you do that, man.
But anyway.
Oh, shit.
Civilization would have never gotten to the point of evolution we have
Uh-huh.
if we didn't have fermented beverages, if we didn't ferment alcohol to sanitize the water that we were drinking. So like 6,000, 7,000 years ago, the creation of human language itself, the clay tablets from Mesopotamia, the original Sumerian tablets, the beer recipes are some of the oldest preserved things in history. And even 2,000-3,000 years later, when the English are traveling to India, to steal their spices and silks, the English soldiers, they wanted good beer. And then they invented the IPA because if you just fuck it up with hops, they're a preservative. They didn't know that, but somehow it preserved it. And somehow they had good English beer on the journey to India.
In all seriousness, there are a serious number of medical benefits to hops.
Yeah, well,
and the whole thing, like
they're antiseptic. They're literally related to cannabis.
Yeah,
they all have the same properties. That's how I was saying I'm coming full circle here.
So moral of the story. Titties.
Where's Kelly's hat?
Oh yeah, touch titties, pet kitties.
Yes,
but it's crazy that like these inebriants that like have become demonized for all their own reasons have been part of our society for thousands of years.
The benefits of them is because the government couldn't make money.
No, exactly.
That's why.
Because cannabis. You can throw a seed in your backyard and grow a beautiful cannabis plant, whether you want to use it for rope, whether you want to use it for medicinal value, CBD, THC, whatever you want. The seeds, hemp seeds have the highest concentration of natural soluble protein of anything on the planet. There's more protein gram per gram in a hemp seed than there is in any animal protein.
I believe it.
So that plant is remarkably useful. The hop plant, the hop is infinitely useful. You can use the hop plant as a preservative for your beer. I use dried hop cones in my smoker for my bees because when you heat and burn the hops and smoke the bees, they are calmer than if you're using standard wood or, hay or whatever you're using in your smoker. Pine needles work good, but you use cones from the hops, which every beer has hops in it. It's not beer if it doesn't have hops in it. That calms the bees better than any natural smoke. So there is something about that family of plants. So, clearly we're about to, if you really want to go deep into it, we have the endocannabinoid system in the human body. Where did that system come from?
The what?
Endocannabinoid. Cannabinoids, and I apologize, I'm slaughtering the pronunciation, exist in hops and cannabis and other plants. It exists in breast milk.
Yeah.
It rebalances your system.
Yes, it is responsible for regulating a lot of the chemical responses in your body system, which chemicals need to be excreted in which quantities, things like that. There's still a lot of science that needs to, be invested in it, but the endocannabinoid system is impacted by how we consume cannabinoids. And cannabinoids exist naturally in hemp, it exists in hops, it exists in everything in that family, and even down to breast milk. So it's part of us. And where did Hak Tua?
No, that's definitely not a Hak Tua.
It depends on your perspective.
Maybe.
So, where do these things come from? It's very much an evolutionary response. You look at indigenous cultures in Western Canada and northern or northwestern Canada, Alaska, things like that. They never had exposure to alcohol.
True.
And so they have a real big problem in modern eras with alcohol because their culture didn't have it. So you look at where we came from as a species and our evolution and things like that, and you wonder about okay, what things were they consuming that caused this? Because DNA mutates over time.
Oh, yeah.
So the things that they were doing, the things they were consuming, the things that they partook in, very much changed who we are now. And so it's very interesting, when you look at ancestry and things like that, to see how our evolution has changed. We, being very much European descent, have exposure to alcohol. So we have very much no issue drinking the alcohol. But imagine those cultures that don't.
So dialing back to where we're at with everything for this particular episode, we came from here. We came here. We made our own stance. We made our own shit over time, and it's developed into where we are now and who we are because of where we came from.
Yeah,
hot dogs and titties.
Which is as American as it can be.
I really want to say there's more complexities to that, but that really is about it.
Yeah. It's interesting that cultural evolution very much boils down to biological evolution. Think of what America looks like in 200 years.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of
if we're even still here.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Regardless of
history says
or I say, hey,
true.
Every great society has about a 200-year run.
Yeah.
And we're well beyond that. So good for us. We beat the spread. But it's an average, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing definitive about it.
And we're America.
Yep. Behind every blade of grass is an American with a gun.
Yeah, I will definitely goddamn cheers to that shit.
So it's really interesting the difference between cultural evolution and biological evolution. So it'll be really interesting to see what we look like as a culture and a society in 200-300 years.
And hopefully our descendants carry on this podcast to be able to talk about this and reference the antique episodes that we recorded on old technology.
And I think that is the absolute antithesis of the conversation, is that I hope July 4th, 2022-24 is people still drinking American lagers and American-style beers, and in whatever configuration that might be at that time.
I'm okay with that.
But clearly we're going to be doing it because we've been doing it for thousands of years. And now we actually get to record it in digital media.
And I look at it either this way. We're going to be long dead and in our graves by then.
We will be.
But somehow...
We, as in us three, will be dead in 2020-24. Or 22-24, sorry.
Well, that comes back to the whole contradictory conversation of...
Neuralink and shit, downloading your consciousness into the computers.
Cryogenics comes down to a whole thing of cryogenics, and that's beside the point.
Just download your consciousness into a computer. It's fine.
Like altered carbon. I like the concept, but what we inspire here now and today, what's going to be in 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 10 years?
As dumb as our show is, I feel really bad for the future generation.
I do too, but
I don't think human.
We had fun. Screw you all. Enjoy what we leave behind.
Well, I would say at least as far as the last 2,000 to 3,000 years of human experience goes, stupidity and ignorance will be a staple of the human characteristic for a while to come.
Welcome to high gravity.
Welcome to high
That's
gravity.
a scary statement.
But I think the difference being that for 2,000 or 3,000 years is that we didn't have all this AI bullshit and we didn't have all this technology. The technology.
AI girls are hot.
We created it. We fucked ourselves,
Okay.
and we'll leave it at that.
Yep. Yeah. AI should have never happened. We need to erase it. And to be fair, it's not even real AI. It's not real.
fair.
It's not real AI. We have basically just web crawlers who are consuming data and compiling responses based on massive language models.
Sure.
Sorry, that's not beer related.
Yeah,
Bye.
I just hate AI.
I think half of this episode was not
We did it
even
like 3 times ago. Over
Yeah,
and
I
over and
know.
over.
Happy July Happy July 4th, everyone.
Happy July 4th. Enjoy America. Enjoy the free. Thank you to those who have served, and I hope you enjoy this and don't hate us.
And make sure you go out and vote. There's nothing more American than that.
Enjoy a good hot dog and a cold beer.
If you didn't learn anything today, at least remember this. Beer is the answer that makes everything better.
Can't remember the question, but who cares when you have a cold one in your hand?
Remember, everybody, drink responsibly, drink high gravity.
Most importantly, drink well.
Okay, not the well. Life's too short for bad beer.
Stay frosty, my friends.